17, 18 degrees, not bad. We're past the weatherman's 16 degrees. Now we're heading to my prediction, 24 degrees. I think we're going to get there. Barbara disagrees with me. She's 25 degrees. Don't think so, believe me. But, well, we'll see. Plenty of day to go. Wednesday, April 13th. Do we call it Black Wednesday? Being 13th? Why not? Yeah, let's rename everything. Today we've been doing that a lot today. And today, I got to welcome along everybody on Facebook Live. But first, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
And I got to let you know how happy we are here at Galaxy to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, and of course Sony Music, The Orchard, coming out of Canada. Believe me, check this out.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107fm in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, and Sony Music, The Orchard.
So right now, and believe me, I'm absolutely elated about this. I've been, playing the music for a little while now over the last couple of weeks, and believe me, people around the world have been blowing up our internet wanting to know more about this band, requesting so many tracks. It is unreal. It really is. So let's kick it off. Coming out of, I think it's northeast Ohio, NE, northeast Ohio. I'm still getting used to the northeast stuff. You're right here at Galaxy. Here's Southern Outlaw Band. Gosh, it's hot in here. It really is.
You're a worn-out record.
Oh, I'm a worn-out record,
I was just
am I?
going to film that and
Are you?
into that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
The weather.
We'll try that. Weatherman reckons it's 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Add another can for in here for computers and stuff.
What are we going to do with you?
It's a weight loss program, right? Apparently it is. Look at all these happy smiling faces. Gosh. Guys, if you guys need a stiff drink, I would probably go and grab a keg or two by now. They're prepared. Look at that. Okay, then on the other hand of that, if you need a psychologist, I've got one in your region. And it's true. I do. I think he's a criminologist as well, so might help. Speaking of which...
I'm not a witch.
Oh, no, I didn't say you were a witch. I just looked at you when I said the word. I'm sorry. Oh, my God. Dear. I'm going to get hung to and recorded now. Guys, I'm loving the shirts. I really, really am. Kind of looks like a Tennessee kind of deal.
Yep.
Yeah, so let me guess. Number 7, drunk a lot around you guys?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
We drink.
Wouldn't have guessed. Wouldn't have got that one. No.
Just a little.
How does your manager put up with you guys?
It takes a lot of patience.
Yeah, or more alcohol.
We're
Yeah.
more like family. We are family. Like I love these people more than I love my blood family. These guys got my back. I got theirs. We're family.
Well, I tell you what, your
Each
family.
and every one of us.
Kind of a dysfunctional family, but we are a family.
But it works. The music's good.
They fit right in here at Galaxy, don't they? They really do. Your family here at Galaxy as well. Once you do an interview with me and survive it, you become family. So welcome to the family, guys.
Well, the family,
Welcome
man.
to our family.
Thank you.
I'll for you.
Let's go to the desk and I'll give you stats and numbers as we go through this. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is an absolute pleasure to have everybody joining us this morning, especially everybody on Facebook Live. Now, if you're going to watch a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do. Yes, it'll be around when the dinosaurs come back. So, what you do is this. It's very, very simple. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell notifications for when we have important people like our artist today. Full band turned out. Yeah, that doesn't happen often, actually. Some get epileptic with that. You know, just go crazy. Absolutely like his idea. And subscribe. Join us. Be part of the family here at Galaxy. We want to have you. We really do. But today we're joined by Southern Outlaw Band. And believe me, this is going to be a hilarious, if nothing else, interview. And we're going to talk about some music in between as well. So... welcome to the family, guys. Nice to have you on board.
Well, welcome.
Alice, I know that you've been watching these interviews a little while now, and I got to thank you for that. I really, really do. Always nice to have new people joining us. I just got to ask you, somebody told me that you're a former police officer.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else in here police officers as well?
No, but I've been arrested by a couple.
Yeah, I've always wanted to say to a cop, by a show of hands, show us your hands. Yeah, well, I kind of get there with a former one anyway. But believe me, I was talking to a Mountie the other day as well. He actually does helicopters for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And I said to him, fantastic singer, absolutely fantastic singer. But do you ever sing I Am Calling You? He goes, I'm Canadian. I went, yeah, I know you're a mounted police officer. Isn't that what the Mounties sing, I'm calling you? Or is it now I am catching you?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So Alice, you were a career police officer over the years. I've read this. What made you come out of the police force?
I was actually injured in the line of duty, and I was actually in a wheelchair for 3 years, and rehabilitated myself from it, and went back to playing music since that career was over, and here we are.
Yeah, I've been kind of worried about you, you see. When I very first heard of you and Southern Outlaw Band, the first thing Barbara says to me is, he's a deputy sheriff. And I went, with a name like Southern Outlaw? Really? Then he's singing about Folsom Prison. This is come on, there's got to be something going on here. And
There's a theme that goes on. We either sing about, whiskey, prison, or how.
okay, well, I'm kind of interested in the last one. I found one of Barbara's sheep there one day.
We don't sing about
Yeah.
Rising Sun.
Oh, yeah, the Rising Sun. Yeah.
Most famous one there is.
Yes.
Exactly, and believe me, that's coming up next. It really is. So, I'm going to challenge you on that one. You do sing about whorehouses, and I love those places. I really, really do. As I said to you, I found one of Barbara's sheep there the other day. I'm no good at looking after her sheep. I lose them all the time. Believe me, I lost one for about 2 weeks. When I finally found it at the local, establishment, it had $20 and a phone number stuck to it. So, without further ado, and believe me, I want to talk about Southbound Train. We kicked off the show with that. Tell me a little bit about this, because believe me, you're getting quite a few requests for this track. So let's answer the question. Why are people so interested in Southbound Train? Tell me about it.
Up to Bob, because Bob was actually the one that wrote the song.
So, I relocated to Ohio from New Jersey, and less than 30 days after I got to Ohio, Elvis reached out to me, and he was putting the band together, and it originally was supposed to be a Southern rock tribute band. But I went and played with these guys, and the chemistry was just unreal. I mean, we were good. the first time I sat in, the chemistry just, and I said to Arliss, I think we should do original stuff. And at the time we had a member who wasn't so much, didn't want to do that so much, but I insisted. And one afternoon that song came, and I wrote it, and I gave it to Arliss, and he ran with it, and the rest is history. Once we realized what potential we had, we're all right, and we got some stuff in the pipes gonna blow your mind.
Well, I've got to let you know, Bob, that so far to date, 1,271 people have been requesting southbound train. So it's actually, it's.
Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so glad I could write something that people want to. That's what it's all about, being a musician, you know. And as a musician, a lot of times, you know, I've been in a lot of bands. I've been in a lot of good bands, a lot of mediocre bands. I've been in show bands. I've been in oldies bands. We hit it off immediately as far as chemistry is concerned, and there was just something special there. And not 2 months after we formed this band, we did some shows. We did one famous show in Dayton, Ohio, where it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? We were so, the chemistry was so, this is my family. God put me here. Here we are.
And you know something, Bob, I can absolutely relate to that. I can see it absolutely in your body language, everything like that. Now, at the same time, we were talking about the establishments. And, of course, House of the Rising Sun. I said to Barbara this morning in the breakfast show, you know, this is a track that I could actually get drunk to and have a good time. You know, believe me, I sing tenor, or maybe 12 miles away from anybody that can hear me. And usually when I'm drunk, you know, I'm a legend in my own bedroom. But having said that, this is a track you can get together with all your mates, literally. Now, I know it's a cover, and I do play it on a Freaky Friday that we have. We do arguably the world's best covers on a Friday, and I'll put it into that as well. So you're getting coverage there as well. But, as I said to Barbara, this is something I can get drunk to, get together with your mates. And believe me, it's one of those sociable songs that you really can get a little bit loose with. You really can. And somebody might even appreciate my singing. You never know. Here is Southern Outlaw Band and House of the Rising Sun. Music to drive fast too.
Yeah, one nice thing about that is Alan Price actually called out and liked our rendition of it and gave us the full permission and everything to release it and the rights to it. And I thought that was a big honor.
Another interesting fact about that song, Mr. Arliss Walker performed that at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yes.
He did. Come on, you for the time. Now, he doesn't look the same. He had hair back then. So he doesn't look the same. He was younger, he had hair, and not so much beard, but it's Arliss. And he sang that song, and he killed it. And that was one of the things when he reached out to me, when I saw that video, I said, I'm going to work with this guy.
Nice.
You know, very talented vocalist here.
Nice. What's your favourite spot, Arliss, at the Grand Old?
What's that?
What's your favourite place within the Grand Old Opry? Where do you like the most?
Actually, standing on the spot that they cut out of the old Ryam Auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you did the video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
saw that. That
Yeah.
was amazing.
Standing on that spot and thinking of all the legends that played there before you,
Yep.
it's an honor.
Absolutely.
It really,
I've actually been to the Grand Old myself, and my favourite place is actually that walkway behind the curtain.
yes. Well,
Yeah.
actually, the walkway behind the stage,
Yep.
you'll see my signature right by Hank Williams Jr.
Fair enough too. Mine's there somewhere too, if you have a good look.
I took a pee there once.
Nice.
Yeah. Who brought vegetables into this? Somebody took a pee.
Yeah.
What? Could Didn't like carrots?
Well, at least it was a cheap drink.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It really is.
Yeah,
Tell
so
me,
yummy.
anybody there a vegan?
No, they won't be vegans.
What's that?
Is anybody there a vegan?
No.
Vegan?
Oh, no.
No. Look, guys,
That's the best parts of this band.
We like a lot of processed
We eat.
food.
We eat.
nice. Look,
Rehearsal is, we get together and rehearse, but more so, we sit down and we break bread. We eat. Everybody takes turns. Tonight, all this bought some unbelievable pulled pork and coleslaw. You know, we sit
Barbecue
down.
pulled pork.
nice.
We eat. That's one thing
Nice.
we.
Well, I tell you, Bob, the reason why I asked that is, has anybody there tried a vegan sausage?
A vegan sausage?
Nobody's tried. No. I'm just trying to.
Girl, and I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to figure out if the sausages are made of real vegans or not.
I would hope they would be, so yeah.
Well, I was a little upset when I found out Girl Guide biscuits weren't made of real Girl Guides.
Yeah.
How many babies does it take to make a bottle of baby oil?
That's right.
It's one of those oxymoron questions, you know?
That's it.
I did run into a vegan not so long ago, actually. I says to her, do you guys hang out together? Do you get together and go out to the pub or anything? She goes, why? I says, because the only place I see you is on the bloody news.
Yeah.
Galaxy 107
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're in Ohio, joining up with the band Southern Outlaws band. Now, excuse me for being a little, tongue-tied. I'm just getting over this, to be very honest with you. I see Uganda's tuned in this morning. Nice to have you on board, Uganda. 529 countries around the world joining us for this interview, and 668 cities also tuned in. Believe me, it is an absolute pleasure to have this band joining us. Now, guys, I see a number of awards in front of you there. Either that or you got a very, very effective screenshot. Tell me a little bit about them.
I can see them.
Yeah, one of them is for this southbound train that you played earlier, and the other two are for Good for the Soul.
Now, I've never won an award in my life, literally. I've been kicked off a couple of stages though, so maybe, it might, be something similar. When you get these things, what's your first reaction when you open up the box?
Wow. It's just a state of awe. I mean, well, just the fact that what you stated earlier, all those folks calling requesting our music, it's in the heart. I mean, we get together and we do this because we enjoy it, number one. I mean, and that's really what it boils down to. And the fact that we can get others to enjoy it as well, I mean, that's, wow. Oh, it's a state of awe.
Now, I got to let you know, Bob, and believe me, I love Guitar Bob, Guitar Boogie Bob for a name. That's fantastic. It really, really is. But I've been an engineer now almost 40 years. I've done not only recording studio stuff, but front of house. I've worked with some of the biggest bands in the world, literally around the world. And it's not often that I find a band that actually takes my imagination as much as yours does. Especially, Alice, I know that you've been watching, and you'll understand that I see and I talk to bands all the time. I really, really do. But I'm a little bit, grassroots, want to get down, crack a cold one, have a bit of a boot, scoot and boogie. And this band fits that requirements absolutely phenomenally. How long in total have you guys been together? You guys look like you've been old, like old shoes. You've been together forever.
No.
Actually,
July 4, 20,
it's been 2 years.
July 20, July 4, 20 was the first show.
No, this lineup.
This
This
lineup
lineup.
has only been together 1 year.
Yeah, about a year for this lineup.
Oh, okay. So none of you were arrested by RLS then?
No, I didn't recognize. That's too. He's my cousin. So I'm good to go.
Oh, okay.
So for 2 weeks I called him Hey You.
So I get a call. I moved from New Jersey to Ohio, and I put an ad up on a band site. And I get a call from Marv. Marv says, why don't you come to rehearsal and see if it works out? And I had already played with about 10 different bands in Ohio, and I wasn't feeling real good about it, but I went. And I show up on a Thursday night, on a Tuesday night, all right? I show up, and I go through rehearsal with him. And all this comes to me at the end of the night, he says, we have a show Saturday, be at this address, and he hands me a piece of paper. And I showed up, and we pulled the show off, we did, and I had no time to rehearse, but the chemistry was there. The chemistry was there. We have an unbelievable drummer, we have an unbelievable bass player, everybody shows up and does what they're supposed to do. And everybody puts their little piece on it, and similarly, I've played in a million bands. I've never played with these guys. Together, it's this is what you dream of as a musician. You dream of coming into the circumstance. You dream of coming
We got a
into
genius keyboard player.
Oh yeah, and Ted is a certified genius.
He's certified
And as he
genius.
says, we got an incredible bass player, we have an incredible drummer, and we have Dave.
Yes, no. This is Dave Von Red. This is Dave Von Red. And this guy, woo, he's good.
Well, believe me, Dave, and I love your work. I really, really do. Now, as I said, I'm an engineer. I don't listen to music as a fan would listen to it. I break it down in increments. I listen to each and every little bit. In fact, I try to fault some music literally, just to make myself look good, to be very honest with you. But I can't do that with this work. I really can't. And I got to let you know, it's not easy getting an interview here at Galaxy. It really, really isn't. Barbara, you got to get past Barbara to start with, because she's got to present this to our board. Now, any board meeting could be 8 to 12 people, and their only interested is our image, if you know what I mean. So it's got to be good. It really does. Then Barbara takes it back to production, and Barbara agree, disagree, because we only have certain amount of time in a week to be able to do these interviews, so we got to take 80 odd and bring it down to maybe something sustainable under 10 bands a week to be able to interview. Then it comes to me in a USB kind of deal. And I got to be honest with you guys, I listen to all music to start with without even knowing what the parameters are in my car, simply because I have in fact, I have a kick-ass stereo in my car. I've got to be honest with you, I really do. But I do that for two reasons. First reason is, and literally, I can listen to the music, it comes up with no information, just plays the music alone. I don't know what the title is, I don't know who's singing it, whatever, so that I can make up my mind myself on whether or not I want to do the interview, right? Second reason, and this is God's honest, nobody else wants to drive with me.
I would rather you. That's how I do it. So the cars beside you listen to your music too.
Yeah, believe me, that's what drives this car, literally, as the speaker's going down the road. But having said that, you say, look, Barbara has got a New Zealand champion car racer for a son, and a current New Zealand champion car racer for a grandson. She won't come driving with me. It's true. Well, what's wrong with a bit of sideways? I mean, come on, bit of speed, a bit of sideways, crack a cold one, just enjoy yourself. You see, we live in between three major cities right here where our offices are, and it's a milling town, a forestry area, and we only moved here specifically because of the affordability of it. You know what I mean? We can do this anywhere in the world. Why do it in a major city like Auckland, Wellington, Rotorua, Tauranga, any of those? We came to Kawerau and did it there, and bought a couple of buildings, and now we're doing quite well. Having said that, I know where the forestry keep the keys to the fire breaks. So I get in my car and I go driving, listening to this music. And I said to Barbara today, actually I said it last week when I first found out about Southern Outlaw. This is music I can drive fast to.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I can appreciate this music. This is a bit of me, and I'm loving it because, believe me, there's not often that I find a band like this.
We appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. That's a compliment.
So, the very first song that I heard of yours, guys, and I've got to be honest with you, was a track called Walking by Myself. And okay, well, I've got to be honest with you. I pulled the car over, very picturesque little place to be able to do it too, looking down through this valley, down through a gully full of forestry. Yeah, absolutely stunning. I put the track back at the start, opened up the car doors, gave it the right twist. You got me? And cracked the cold one and took this track in again and went, yes, this is the song that sold me on wanting to do the interview. So, tell me about it.
Way to go, Tom.
Good job, Tom.
Tom, why you picked that song?
Oh, I was always a Gary Moore fan, and I heard it. I thought it was in my range, and I thought these guys who pull it off musically, back me up. I should be able to get at least close on the vocals, and we went for it.
Well, I got to be honest with you. Not only do I like this track, and not only was it the track that I wanted to do the interview on, we have 3,300 people requesting it. In fact, 3,398 requests to date since we've been playing it. Sorry, Bob, he's outdone you a little bit, but believe me.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
And it's climbing, Tom, it really is. So check this out. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM with Southern Outlaw Band. Yes, Walking by Myself. How you feeling, guys? You okay?
Awesome.
Nice, nice. Candy Lynn is joining us. Nice to have Candy Lynn on board. Nana and Grand Dude, we love you guys. Well, thank you, Candy. Yes.
Yeah, I know. Hey,
Excuse
everyone.
I'm an asthmatic. I apologise.
Oh, all right. No worries.
I was talking to a band coming out of Canada before, and Richard, the guitar player and their engineer, he says, I can't understand what he's saying. Do you guys understand me?
Yeah, you're great. I have a question though. Is
Yeah.
New Zealand accent different than Australian accent?
Yes,
By far,
totally.
by far. You do realise that Australia was populated by the English sending over their prisoners?
Right.
Yeah? Well, we got their tourists.
It's true.
We're colonialised by Captain Cook. Do you know much about New Zealand?
I know I want to go brown trout fishing there.
I know that they filmed Lord of the Rings there.
Lord of the Rings.
Well, like I said, we got one of their hobbits.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of figured that you'd seen Lord of the Rings. I'll give you the backstory on this one, believe me, because you'll be fascinated with this. You really will. But I'm going to ask you guys, if we get a chance to get you guys down here in Aotearoa, whether you guys would entertain the idea of coming and playing for us.
Absolutely. It's been one of my dreams for years. I just want to go there and fish.
Okay. Okay.
I can see it now. You're going to have us on stage, and he's going to have a fishing pole. Just put us by a lake,
On the back of the stage, you'll have a fishing pole.
Just out the back of where we are right now, about 30 minutes away, there's a huge lake out there for trout.
Woohoo!
You'll love it. You really will. In fact, we have a little stream that runs through our town here. It's just loaded with the things.
Oh, man.
You don't need a pole. Just tickle them. In fact, if you want, just go along and say, how about coming down to the pub for a beer? It'll be there in a couple of minutes with you.
We work on getting some work there. All right.
All right.
Sandy, get some work there. All right, it's done.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Sandy, get in touch with Barbara, because she has her own entertainment company that she gets bands into the country. Talk to Barbara.
That'd be great.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that.
In the meantime, let's go back to the desk.
You know it's true. Give you all my loving. What more can I do?
You know, I was just thinking about this. The Grand Ole Opry was originally put together as a radio show, if you remember.
Yes.
Now, I hope they paid you your $50.
I've actually been to the Ernest Tubbs record shop after they got done performing there, went over there and did it again over the radio.
Well, you know something, I've been privileged enough to be a part of the radio side of that as well. So, you know, we're in good company, you and I. We're going to have to get the rest of them up to speed, though, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, absolutely. And you never know, I might know somebody in the business over there that might be able to do that. Just never know with me. Anything can happen. Now, we were talking just off air prior to coming back on air about possibly entertaining the idea of coming down here, down under to New Zealand. And believe me, we are so far under, we're below Australia, but that's the only reason is because Australia, well, we wanted to get away from them. You know what I mean?
So you moved the island over, right?
Yeah, of course. Problem is, literally this has happened actually over the last number of months or so. We've found out that there's a continental shelf connecting us to Tasmania. Basically, Tasmania, that little island at the bottom of Australia, is ours. Legally, it's ours, right? So I said, you know, we'll get Morrison, he's the Prime Minister of Australia, get Morrison on the phone for me. He picks up the phone, you know, after a little bit of red tape going through, you know, okay, you're talking to a radio station, they're Kiwis, they're, you know, not Australian, you can actually say something. The first thing I says to him is, listen, I have an issue. And the issue is this, we own Tasmania. I want you have your country refund us for all the taxes you've taken from them from the day you've been taking taxes. That guy hung up on me. So, okay, April 1st comes around. What a great time to do this. Ring up the New Zealand Navy and arrange with them to go and get it towed back.
There you go.
They're still working on their formula. They don't want to break that continental shelf thing. They think it might be fragile. So you can...
Put together, we'll play it.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, you can tell that we love our Australian cousins over there. We like to have a little bit of banter. We play rugby union here. That's gridiron without helmets. Okay. So we have the world famous All Blacks where they have the wallabies. I'll get this right sooner or later. The thing about Australia, and believe me, I think it's rather quirky actually that they have a bear that isn't really a bear. It's true. They have a...
aren't really there.
Yeah, they have a koala. It doesn't qualify.
True.
Well, check this out, and this is God's honest. I was interviewing an artist out of Australia, and he says, Grant, I was brought up out the outbacks, by the Billabong. I went, really? Okay, fair enough. He goes, I had kangaroos bounce through my backyard, front yard, every day when I was growing up. And I went, where are you now? He goes, Bondi. I went, okay, fair enough. He goes, I says to him, so why don't kangaroos bounce backwards? And he goes, don't they? I went, no, their tails won't let them. First time I ever went to Australia, and literally I had to go and be an engineer for a New Zealand band called Crowded House over there. And I landed in Sydney.
I heard them, yeah, they had a few hits.
Yeah, Crowded House and I are very, very good friends. In fact, I'm a member of the original, before Crowded House was ever thought of, called Split Ends back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
I have one there.
Wow, much respect. Very. A lot of that music,
Yep,
when I was young and learning, that a lot of that was, what I listened to. So, wow, much respect. That's awesome.
Well, I was their official engineer for so many years. It's not funny. Tim and Neil and all the boys are very, we still even talk today. But then, of course, came along the Crowded House thing after the brothers went, Tim went off to England and Neil stayed here in New Zealand. And we did a number of things. They went off to Australia. I land in Sydney, Australia, get off the aeroplane, into a taxi, down to the hotel where we were staying, and then down to the bar downstairs, right? So I walk in there, and I said to the barman, and the place was packed. There was me and him. You got me? And I said to the barman, can I have a beer, please? So he brings out this can, and it had 4 X's on the front of it. And I looked at it and went, what, you can't spell beer?
As you do.
Yeah, and they do. So let's come back to you guys coming to New Zealand. Now, Alice, maybe you might understand this. If you're going to hang out with me here in New Zealand, bail money.
Yeah. We're actually going to call our next album for our money.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. It'll remind you of me every time, because when you come over to New Zealand, you're going to need a bit of that.
10% of every show and stuff goes towards bail money.
Sandy's got that under control, some kind of slush fund, I don't know, but I don't really care. You got it. We got bail money.
We can bring the moonshine.
There you go. Well, actually, it's legal here in New Zealand to make your own moonshine. It is.
Right.
Okay, I'm moving.
Yeah, we don't do that law over here. Believe me, you can. And in fact, we're just entertaining the idea of medical marijuana of all things here in New Zealand, which is, sign of the times. I think, to be honest with you, I think we're following Canada, to be honest. But we are quite a forward-thinking country. Now, you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, obviously you are. Let me tell you, about an hour and a half away from where we are right here in this office is the original set of Hobbiton. I'm sure we'll take you home, my friend. We'll get you back home, no worries. But believe me, we would love to show you around and be a part of it. Now, as you may or may not know, Peter Jackson was the director of Lord of the Rings. Okay?
Yes.
I went to university with Pete.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, believe me. He's one of the richest men in New Zealand as we speak today, and I know why. And it isn't because of Lord of the Rings. No. It's because he would drink everybody else's beer and wouldn't buy one himself.
I don't do it.
That, believe me, it was that tight-fisted back in the day. He would come along to the parties and, you got a beer, he'd go, oh yeah, I'll have one of those, thanks, And, that was him, all over. Today, he is one of the richest men in New Zealand, especially with his movie making and everything like that. And believe me, if you want to see one of his very first movies, let me recommend, believe me, this one's hilarious, it really is. Are you familiar with the Muppets?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is kind of like the Muppets, but it's a bawdy adult version of it called Meet the Feebles. Go online, have a look at that, and believe me, I had something to do with it as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm going to check it out tonight.
Hilarious. You'll love it. You really, really will. Bad Taste and everything prior to Meet the Feebles was his learning periods over the years. So if you get a chance to see Bad Taste, again, it's exactly what the name is. It's completely bad taste. And,
Maybe that's what we should give her album.
and I had to have something to do with that as well. Franco Nanucci's joining us. Nice to have you on board, brother man. Nice to have you back again. And also Scott Tipton is on board. Nice to have you. Gay Miranda coming out of Norway, my Norwegian brother. And I'm looking forward to brand spanking new stuff coming from Viking Queen out of there as well. Great band. Absolutely fantastic. Now, guys, and you know, this is what kind of got me, Alice, and I've got to be honest with you. When Barbara told me that you're a former police officer, well, actually, she told me you were a deputy sheriff at the time. I heard Folsom Prison, and I'm going, what? What? Johnny, I get the Johnny Cash thing, Alice. I really understand that, but really, why Folsom Prison?
But we just wanted to wind up putting a different version out, and of course, sings it, and it's like, well, we're going to put out something that's a little different than what people are normally used to listening to. And they played it for me and stuff. It's like, you know what? That's not dirty enough. So they turned it up a notch, and it's like, you know what? Now we've got something.
If you're going to cover it, do your thing with it. And when you Dave Von Whalen, bring that in. Dave Von Whalen.
That's Dave in the beginning.
Yes, that's all Dave.
That's all Dave.
Wow, when he did that the first time in rehearsal, it took me a minute to catch up on guitar because I lost my breath. It was that good, you know? So we were like, yeah, we're going to do this. And again, chemistry. Again, get this group together.
Well, Bob, I got to let you know, 4,381 requests and climbing. I think it's the connection with the, of course, Johnny Cash as well, the song itself, but it's done so well that people really appreciate it. So here at Galaxy...
And that's what we want. And that's so nice to hear. That's why we do what we do. We do it for, you know, this isn't about making money. You know, unfortunately, you know, you bring it down to, when you bring it down, it's about doing what we want to do. And you get this group. And we all together. The money's not when we think it.
And he's got something there.
But the thing of it is, Will Poet is the one that sings that song.
Oh, yeah. What I want.
Well, I tell you what, people here at Galaxy are relating to the song. They're re-requesting it over and over again. We play you a number of times in a number of shows here at Galaxy, and everybody is starting to get to know who Southern Outlaw Band is here at Galaxy. Here's Folsom Prison. Now, Alice, as you may or may not know, that we play stingers. You know, people's, hi, this is me from such and such a band. You can hear me on Galaxy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How would you guys like to do me one or two or three or 50 saying that you're on Galaxy, and we would love to add them to the...
Yeah, have Barbara send that to me, and we'll get right on it.
Awesome, because we want to be able to promote you guys more than what we're doing at the moment. You know what I mean?
To make them up. I'm not going to send them what to say.
Yeah. And by the way...
You just send us the details, script it out how you want it said.
No script.
Well, I tell you what, we don't do that because we want people to be natural and say what they want to say. You know what I mean? So it's better that, you know, you get creative. Look, I had one guy say, I don't know how the hell I found myself in your bedroom, but thank you for listening to Galaxy.
Well, you're the exception to the rule. Most places send us scripts.
No, we don't want them all to sound the same.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's better to be yourselves and be natural rather than be reading off the piece of paper.
We will do them up for you, but send us at least some guidelines to what you're looking for.
That's easy. That's easy. Tune in and listen. You'll hear them. Tune in.
I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're good. We'll help you.
Awesome. At the same time, after we do this, I'd like to talk to you guys about putting you in a magazine, if that's okay, because I have a friend of mine that has a magazine. He comes out of India, and the region where he is in, he's got about 8 million people there, and I'm pretty sure he knows each and every one of them by first name. Honestly, I talk to so many professionals and so many different levels of different businesses, it's not funny. And those guys that are in the magazine game, especially the critiques and stuff like that, they're saying this one is poised to be up there with the next Rolling Stone and stuff like that. So it's very, very cool magazine, and I would like Barbara to set it up to get you guys an interview in there, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Brilliant. Let's go back to the desk. We've got one more that we're going to be releasing, which is a brand new one called Good for the Soul.
There you go.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and it is an absolute pleasure today to catch up with Southern Outlaw Band, and believe me, these guys are an absolute hoot. I'm loving this interview. I've got to be honest with you, they can understand me. Even my Zinglish that I speak is good, apparently, compared to... Well, the last guy, he says, hey, I can't understand what he's saying. I says, we have a thing called New Zinglish. We're New Zealanders. We have this deal. I could have made it more comfortable and went, yeah, g'day. That's how we talk, you know, easily. Now, having said that we want to get you here in New Zealand, and I did say bail money, I must let you know that, you know, we're thinking maybe about 4 or 5 shows here in New Zealand and maybe about 8 or 9 in Australia, simply because we like their money, right?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Now, have you ever heard of Queenstown?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't mean Queensland. That's in Australia, where men wear women's clothing, high heels, handbags, drive fast, and, yeah, all that. It's called drag racing, isn't it? If they drive fast in women's clothes? Something like that, anyway. Anyway, Queenstown is literally...
All about that.
Okay, well, all I can say there is photos. Lots of photos.
Oh, we have them.
We have them.
Yeah, good.
Make sure to send them to Barbara.
Yeah, believe me. Now, Queenstown is a little boutique town come city. It's growing by the day. And prior to the pandemic and coming out the other side of the pandemic era, all the A-listers go down there and hide away from the paparazzi places. You know, it's a place where to go with your significant other and not be caught. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, look, you never know who you might run into. Prior to the pandemic, Kevin Costner was down there, Keanu Reeves was down there, Tom Cruise was down there. Shania Twain owns property there, so you never know who you might run into. But honestly, guys, and I've got to warn you, you don't want to run into me.
Yeah, well, sure it's party all the way.
Well, yeah, the thing is, I'll throw you off a bridge. Yeah,
You wouldn't be the first.
well, I have a friend. I have a friend that introduced the sport to New Zealand called bungee jumping, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and Sandy, I got to let you know, seeing you guys are not Australian, we'll attach the bungee.
Okay.
we have a river down there called the Shotover River, and we have these huge big jet boats. These are massive jet boats, super fast, super boats, literally. And believe me, the walls on these on this river is just phenomenal. And these guys can turn these jet boats inside out, upside down, all over the place. It is a fantastic ride. But we promise you one thing: you won't spill a drop of your beer.
Oh, that's all we need to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe me, I had an Australian say to me, "Why not?" I said, "Lids break. We're civilised. We got lids."
Yes.
Yeah, another Australian joke I got. Yeah, okay. Apparently I'm bashing the Australians too much, so I better move on. And it's habitual. I can't help myself. They're Australian. What do you expect? Even their Prime Minister hung up on me. It's true. But having said that, my friends, I got to ask you a fan question now. The question is basically this. Shona, coming out of North Wyoming, has said, as a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But do you respond?
Yes.
Yes, we're everywhere. Yes.
Yeah, we are on Facebook,
Twitter,
Twitter,
Instagram.
and they can reach out also on our webpage at thesouthernoutlawsband.com. We do answer every single message and stuff that comes through from our fans.
And we also answer every comment that is made
Yes.
on our page.
Yeah.
So we take care of making sure everything is answered for every fan that's out
And
there.
all the music's on Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, Google, YouTube. It's all reverberation.
Yes.
Now, basically, I would have said no straight away. You know what I mean? Because now you're going to get another 5,000 Facebook fans. Sandy, you're never going to get anything done anymore. I'm sorry.
What do you need to do now?
But Philip, and Philip is coming out of Alberta, Canada. He's asking, do you have a website? Can we buy merch on your website? Where do I go?
Yes.
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 So
www.thesouthernoutlawsband.com.
there you go, Philip. You can go right there. Go and buy merch. Now, I hope you guys have got more T-shirts than just what you're wearing.
Oh, yeah. We got T-shirts, hats. Soon we're going to have toilet paper with all our faces on it.
Yeah. I tried.
Give them a list of what we got.
We have beanies that Dave is sporting right now. We do have all caps.
The beer, keep your beer cold.
Beer koozies.
Koozies, I love all of that. But I tell you what, guys, how would you like to send me a few bits of product? Literally, send me a couple of T-shirts, because people do, while I'm doing these interviews, go on the interwebby thing, go and find out who Lightning Rod is.
What size you wear? It's coming.
I'll get Barbara to give you all the details of that. But if you want to throw in maybe a little bit, something extra, that we can do a Southern band giveaway, a Southern Outlaw band giveaway.
We can do that.
Again, it's about keeping the name rolling on our radio station. You know what I mean?
And we need pictures of the people wearing their shirts down there, and we
Post them on
post them on our Facebook page.
Yeah, well, I tell you what I'd do is I'd give you pictures of people who won stuff overseas. You don't want to see us Kiwis, mate.
Sure we do.
Absolutely we do.
I'll put them on.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Buying a T-shirt, we will send them a picture of Dave in a bikini. Okay?
With a uniform.
Yes.
Dave, don't worry. When you come here, I've got a mankini that'll fit you. And what I'll do is I'll put you in a big... Have you
See that?
Dave, have you ever heard of a Zorb? No? Okay. Let me tell you, just down the road, about maybe 45 minutes from here, is a city called Rotorua. And there they have a big clear plastic ball called a Zorb, Z-O-R-B, or Z-O-R-B. Put you in that, and I recommend alcohol before, possibly during as well, if you could try. Mostly afterwards. and we'll put you in a Galaxy mankini, and believe me, we have them. Craziest. Now think about this, Dave. The craziest thing was trying to find a place to put our logo. True.
There's a real story behind this whole thing.
We already got PTSD setting in, I'm sorry.
We will send you pictures.
Yeah, believe me, Dave, we'll put you in this ball and roll you down a hill.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You do it. I can do that.
He would do it.
You
for
do
us.
it.
Okay, well, I tell you what, we'll add a little bit more fun to it. We'll get some runners in front of you that you can run over as well. Now,
Even better.
the reason I say alcohol involved is, well, you know, when you run over their face, the looks are priceless.
I was going to say, he doesn't need alcohol to do it.
Yeah. Dave doesn't need alcohol for that. He
Yeah, he'll
does.
do it.
You sound like me, bro. You're up for anything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know, Tom, that you're into doing a bit of trout fishing. What say we upscale this a little bit? Have you ever caught a marlin?
No, but I see that it's really good down there. That's marlin capital down there.
Okay, well, let me tell you about this. For a start, our Prime Minister here in New Zealand, sexiest Prime Minister in the world, I've got to be honest with you, she is gorgeous. Her husband has a charter boat company. Gayford is a friend of ours, and we would love to take you guys out and catch some serious fish rather than a little brown trouty thing.
Actually, that's what I do. I'm a captain. I run charter boats.
Well, there you go. You're going to get on well with Gayford. You really, really are. And, of course, it's a lot of fun, as you know, spending a day out getting some big game fish.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's brilliant.
I've been at the Keys up in Michigan, and I run charters in Lake Erie.
Well, we'll take you down to the Three Kings. Believe me, you'll love it. You will absolutely love it. And for Sandy, while we're down the south, we're made up of 3 islands, by the way. And believe me, this is really weird. The island down the very, very bottom in New Zealand is the only island that got a name. It's true. It's called Stewart, which is a good manly name, right? Stewart Island. Whoever named New Zealand after that ran out of imagination, called the next one South. And the one after that, of course, North Island, right? So, yeah, we're actually in the east coast of the North Island. That's where the northeast comes in with Ohio. We can relate, yeah. We're on the east side of the North Island. So I've forever wanted to rename these 2 islands and give them something decent to, you know. So believe me, I think people would be confused if they came to Albert Island, though, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. George, you know, Albert and George and Stuart, now, makes a family. It's so much better. It's so more than Aotearoa. It sounds so, yeah. Okay, moving on. Anyway, whatever I do is, well, maybe not as good for the soul as what these guys do. So we are going to release brand spanking new work today from Southern Outlaw Band. Yes, and it's brilliant. It is. It's called Good for the Soul. Tell me about this track, guys.
Well, I actually wrote it about something that can relate to everybody, you know, hanging out with their friends, going to their local pub,
Drinking some whiskey.
Yep, drinking some whiskey.
He actually wrote the lyrics on a napkin.
Yes.
From a restaurant that we all know. And he gave me that napkin.
Yep.
And he said, I don't know what to do with this. And I kind of sat down and I had a riff in my pocket for years and it fitted perfect. And the rest is history, you know. So this song is a true Southern Outlaw song. You know, everyone did their thing and just came from it.
Well,
And it's everybody can relate to. Hanging out with good friends, listening to good music, drinking good whiskey, because it's good for the soul.
absolutely. And you know something, guys? I speak to so many different bands and have been doing this, well, you know, I've done it once or twice now. But a lot of the bands that say to me, Grant, you know, I wrote this in 5 minutes on a McDonald's napkin, these songs have longevity. They are the ones that seem to stay around forever and a day. When the dinosaurs come back, they're still going to be singing them. This is one of those. Good for the soul. Here's Southern Outlaw Band. And it's true. I speak to so many different bands and they say, you know, I did it in 5 minutes on a napkin. And it's like, it stays around. And I can tell you that because Brian May told me that one day from
The
Queen.
funny thing is, it was a Mexican restaurant that I wound up writing a song on.
Okay, it's a wonder that you didn't use the napkin for other things then.
I'm not sure about that because he gave me that napkin and there was a strange stain.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yep,
I wrote the song. We wrote the song. That's all.
yep. But blame it on the mints. Yeah, no, honestly, I had a guy called Brian May from the band Queen say to me, you know, we wrote this song on a napkin and, you know.
Yeah, everybody seems to say that, but it was true with us.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely, and I applaud you. I really, really do. We're coming to the end of the interview, but I am going to ask you next if you guys are writing new music, if you're recording new music. Basically, what I'm going to say is, will you come back again?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you let us know when we're here.
We're gonna go play right after this is over. We're at the place that we practice at right now.
Okay, well, you know, have a good session. Believe me,
They always is.
brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Scott Tipton, I have all their music on my playlist at work. Okay, do you guys know Scott Tipton?
We know Scott Tipton.
You do?
The state of Washington. He's one of our biggest fans.
Thank you, Scott.
That's
Thank
Scott.
Well, I tell you what, Scott, welcome to Galaxy, and please, 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 if you choose to listen to radio, choose ours. We'd love to have you. We really would. And you'd be amongst 5 million other people around the world that are listening right now. I can tell you that. Yeah, honestly, I'll give you the stats on how many people are tuned into this interview right now. You'll be amazed. You really will. You might actually need another drink after it, because I usually do.
We got plenty of booze. Remember that?
Awesome. Awesome. Better go back to the desk.
Oh, hurry up.
Yes, hurry up.
Thank you.
We'll have to get the number.
It's good for the soul. Galaxy.
You know, guys, I think the staff here is still trying to get over the vegan sausage joke, to be honest with you. So, yeah, we'll get a doctor. We'll get medical assistance for that person later on. I'm pretty sure of it. Having said that, guys, and I was asking you this during the break while we were off air, if you're recording more, if you're doing more writing right now, and I know the pandemic has taken its toll as far as doing shows and stuff like that. First and foremost, are you looking at getting back on stage anytime soon? Are you gigging?
Yeah, we actually, June 4th will be our next big show. It'll be at JR's Pub in Austintown, and we've got quite a few shows lined up after that. Biggest one that we're looking forward to now will be August 5th in Atlanta, Georgia, for the ISSA Awards, which we have 5 nominations for. One of them being Entertainers of the Year. And
We can go too.
yeah, everybody can go to ISSA.com and stuff to vote, and they can vote for the Southern Outlaws band. Vote, 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 vote.
Now, Alice, I got to ask you this. Are you familiar with the Galaxy Artist page on
Yes.
on Facebook? You are. That is there for you guys to use. Please, please use it for this particular project. Please put as much information in. Get people voting. Get them going your way. put them in there. And believe me, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, you're going to a gig or you're writing a new song or you've got a new logo, a new poster, or going to the opening of a shoebox. Let people know what you're doing. Go put it in there. Sandy, please, please, please use it for the band, because there is so, honestly, there's so many people in there that go and have a look. People that have labels, people that have TV companies, promoters, venue owners, general people like myself even go in there and have a look, see what you guys are up to. It's like a soapbox. We need to know what you're up to. And the more times people see it, the more times they become familiar with you, the more koozies you're going to sell. You know what I'm saying? Please, it's all about Southern Outlaw Band, and we want to be able to promote you as much as possible. So use the platforms.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please use the platforms. But having said that, guys, we are going to have to wrap this up very, very shortly. Just got one more question. Will you come back and do it again?
Yeah, absolutely. You let us know when we're here.
Yep.
Brilliant.
That's what your call. We had a blast. You're awesome, Grant. Good to meet you, man.
Thank you very, very much. It's been an absolute honour to meet the whole band. And I got to be honest with you, Alice, normally we only get one or maybe two members of a band. The whole band today, fantastic. Couldn't ask for better, really couldn't. Southern Outlaw Band joining us here at Galaxy. And let me tell you how happy we are to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, and Sony Music, The Orchard, here at Galaxy.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, and Sony Music The Orchard.